Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I really hate saying that. Can we like get a different way to start our videos? Because I feel like that's just so awkward.
I've thought about this a lot.
There must be a way. Change the formula. Generally people seem to like my videos the most where I'm just kind of chatting about things. So I asked on my Instagram what topics you want me to talk about, like deep topic. Alice has got them up. Got our drinks. Iced vanilla latte with coconut milk because our local Costa is open back up for drive-through, so Alice has a coconut hot chocolate.
Oat milk hot chocolate.
Oh, not coconut.
Yeah, they didn't have any coconut last time, so I had oat. I really liked it.
Maybe this is the new go-to. Alice has the questions. We're just gonna kind of like have a little chat.
Okay, so do you want me to just go straight in with like a deep one, or
If you want.
ease it in? Have you ever struggled with body image issues?
Yes. Next question. I feel like, yes, firstly, I'm a girl living in this crazy world, and I don't know how to phrase this. I feel like I struggled with body image for probably when I was like literally like 10. Like even from then, because I feel like obviously you were like my younger sister, and I grew up and I started to like mature, and then you were just this like tiny little skinny thing.
I was so skinny.
Yeah, Alice looked like she didn't eat. And then I went to secondary school, and I remember even from when I was like 14, my friends being like, oh, you need to eat more, because at school I would like not really have
never have
much.
breakfast.
No, I wouldn't have breakfast, and then often I would have like an energy drink. So like, I'm not actually no, I don't want to discuss what I had because I don't want to condone, or like some people might be like triggered by it, but yes, I have struggled with body image issues really badly when I was like 17 through to 19 maybe, because that was when it was like a really high pressure time in my life. See, every time like a big change happens, I'm one of those people who like finds an unhealthy coping mechanism, and for me body image is like something that's triggered by that, but it's something I'm getting better at and we're thriving. But it's just the fact that like our identities are so linked to the way we look. It's getting easier now, I think, because we see so many more different varieties of people online. You can give your opinions as well on this.
Oh, I don't want you to just sit here like sound like the interviewer.
They've created this like unrealistic body where it's not really possible to have like big boobs and a big butt and a flat stomach and like real
Like it's just impossible.
That's not the way it works.
Like when I was younger, I was like really skinny, and I was really self-conscious because I didn't have any boobs, and that was something I was really self-conscious about. Whereas now I'm a bit older, I do have boobs, but I'm a bit bigger on the weight side, so now I'm like conscious of that. I'm like, oh well, my stomach isn't flat now, but I've got bigger boobs. Never. It's just, you can never get it perfect. My friends have got upset before about having a bit of a tummy or something. When I say to them, and this kind of sounds weird, I'm like, your body is preparing you to be able to have a baby. Like, I know when we're getting right down to basics, that's why we're here, to reproduce and carry on the human race.
Yeah.
So we're being built so we can carry another human being inside of us. You can't do that if you haven't got anything on you.
And also your body's going to change over time. But yeah, as you grow older, your body is going to change because it's being used for different things.
Yeah.
But also I think the way I try and approach it now is your body, it's not just a visual thing, it's something that helps you walk around and live and run and do like fun things, and like if you fuel it. Oh yeah, this is the analogy that really helped me actually. You can't run a car on an empty tank, so why would you run your body on an empty tank? Like, you need fuel to thrive. But I feel like we've got into that enough.
Yeah,
yes, I have body image issues.
Okay.
I could do like way more videos on that, but let's just keep going.
Okay, were you and your sister competitive growing up?
Yes, in a way. Like, we had very different interests, but then when we were in the same thing, I think yes.
I don't know, I think it's like kind competitive though. It wasn't like, in the sense that I didn't want you to do well. It's more that like, oh, you did well, so I need to do well as well. Like with GCSEs or something.
No, I would never not want Alice to succeed, but I would look at it and be like, oh, now I need to do better.
Or now I need to do that.
Yeah, I think because even though we are like 2 and a bit years apart, it feels like we're less. So I feel like we should always be like doing the same stuff at the same time.
Yeah, and I feel like people always like group us as one, but actually we're at like different stages of life. We've got different interests as well.
Everyone should just like support each other. You're on your own path, just do your own thing.
Okay, I don't know if you want to answer this.
No, we don't do that.
What was the hardest part of having a social media following?
I think it's that you develop a brand, but then like you have to stay true to it. So you start posting about one thing, that's all anyone wants. People only want to see Disney stuff from me, and that's not all I am. That's the hardest part, I think, in that when I want to post about different things, and then you realise like, oh, people don't actually care about me, they just care about that interest. It's not healthy to have one personality trait.
Yeah,
you need to be layered and balanced as a person. I always say, like, if you go to a restaurant, you order one thing and you really like it, that's great. But if you only ever order that, you don't know what other things might be there. You might have your other favourite dish on the menu if you just tried. So So maybe watch my vlogs.
What do you wish you could tell your younger self?
Ooh, I thought about this the other day, and it was if I could tell myself when I was like 17 or 18 even, I'd be like, you're not happy but you're going to be, and you're not who you're supposed to be yet, but the people and the things that will help you get there are coming. There's a lot of things that were very quickly around the corner, they were coming, but at the time it feels so like hopeless and like, oh, I just don't really like where I'm at, and you think that's how it's supposed to be and then you realise that's not. So if you're on like a rough time, there's probably good stuff coming.
Why are you taken seriously as a graduate?
Ooh, okay,
Your
yeah, this
job.
is like, I've started talking about my job more on here actually. So I got home from my Disney program and I got an internship at like an advertising agency, and I very much was viewed as like the intern, even though another girl was there who was like 6 months older than me. She was a permanent member of staff, she was doing a completely different job to me. I always felt like she was way more included in things, like she just felt like more of a permanent member, because obviously she was. I was definitely taken seriously in the work aspect because I took the work seriously. Like even if the tasks weren't that meaningless, I was going to do it well and I was going to put everything into it. So obviously they did take me seriously because they kept me on full time, especially the senior like leader of my team. He always like valued me and gave me genuine work, but then still felt like other people thought of me as the intern because I started as a temporary kind of position. I was only supposed to be there like 3 months. Once I moved to my new job at Harrods, I was one of 12 people at my same like kind of graduate level, so of course we were all taken seriously. But I would say generally if you go in at like the lowest position and it's just you, people might not view you as seriously as you would like to, because often they think that you're coming in there and you're just like, woo, and you're going to be really entitled and want to move up the ranks and you're not going to put everything into it. And if you show that you're like a hard worker, then I think you gain respect and people appreciate you more.
Are you happy in your personal life, or are there things you wish could be better or you think could be better?
Pre-COVID, yes, I was happy in my personal life. I feel like I've got like a really solid group of friends. When I first moved to London, I was meeting up with so many people because London's kind of like a hub, always meeting up with different people because I was like, oh my god, there's so many friends, and I still think of them as friends, but like I have started valuing more having like more of a core group who I want to see more often, rather than seeing so many different people and having like less deep conversations.
What do you look for most in a boyfriend?
Ooh, okay,
Here we go.
I need someone that's going to be able to be talkative because I chat all the time.
That's like your number one thing.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna expose you a bit. So she's like gone on dates with people before, and I text her afterwards, I'm like, oh, how'd it go? And she's like, oh, they weren't very chatty. And I was like, Emily, no one is chatty compared to you. And she was like, what?
yeah, I was really baffled by this. I was like, I don't think I'm that chatty. And then Alice goes,
You can literally talk for an hour about the colour of your cup. Stand by it.
I watch YouTube at double time. I need someone else at the same level of speed in their brain. But then I've also found there's a song, The List, that Alice found the other day by
Maisie Peters.
And there's one line that goes, I need to stop filling every silence. And that is so me, because silence makes me uncomfortable. If I was like on a date and there's a moment of pause, I'm like, she doesn't like me, I should just leave now. But like some people's brains just work a bit slow and they might be like coming up with something to talk about. So I need someone that's like wants to be chatty, but then also I don't want on a date with a guy that talked more than me, and I was like, this is not okay.
Yeah, that happened one time. I was like, oh, for God's sake.
I was like,
we can't get
too
it right.
much, too times. I need someone who's chatty, stimulating conversation. That sounds like Dawn. But also like caring. I would like them to like Disney, but not have that be like a core part of their personality. I need them to be able to come to the films with me and have like cute movie nights, and I will take them to Disney and be like, I can show you the world. But I don't want them to be like obsessed with it. I want it to be my thing, and I want them to have a thing that then I learn from them. And then I also need someone who is caring, but also, it's my last thing, I need someone who is independent as well. I'm not looking for my other half, I'm looking for another whole, and we can live our lives and enjoy each other's company, but I don't want everything to be about that one person. Once like we're in a relationship, we need to have like separate things and interests. Like people who reply instantly, I'm like, oh dude, a bit keen. A few texts throughout the day, but we're living our lives. When we're together, then we're together. When we're separate, like we've got our own things going on. So yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. I think I know what you're going to say for this. If you could go back in time, where would you go and what era?
I would go to the opening.
I knew you were going to say that! I knew you were going to say that!
Of Disneyland, and because it is so aesthetic. Like I've been getting into a bit of a Pinterest hole lately, just looking at all the different photos from around that time and how the women would dress up to go to Disney, like Dapper Day, and it was like a proper event. I feel like we're kind of getting towards more of that now with the amount of stuff people wear to the parks, but I would love to go there during that time. It looked so quaint. It was like, what, $1 to get in, and it's just like such a chill time. time, and then Walt wanders around the parks. Maybe not opening, because like Small World wasn't there then. I'm gonna say like in the 60s more. Yeah, I would love to
when
go.
they've like got stuff together, you know, they know what they're doing. Someone's asked about your dad. You don't really talk about him much. Are you close?
Oh, Papa Tools. Okay, so here's the thing. My mum is so chatty and outgoing and loud, and she's very much like, I can see myself being like my mum when I grow up. Whereas my dad is like a lot more reserved and serious. He isn't like a big personality that you would see on camera.
Yeah.
So that's why you never see him. There's no like tea with that.
Yeah.
It's just like, he's my dad.
He respects
chill.
the YouTube, thinks it's good.
Yeah, he watches the videos occasionally, but like
he's cool with it being distant. What societal expectation for where you should be in your life do you struggle with the most?
Ooh, the one that's affected me the most is the expectation that I should be in like a long-term relationship right now. I feel like the natural steps are school, uni, get a job, find a boyfriend, live together, get engaged, get married. And I'm at that step now, and for a while I was like, I'm literally failing at life because I haven't got a boyfriend. And I was like, no, it's not something I can just like achieve. It doesn't just happen like that. Like, you could set out to do it, but I have other things going on. And also I know some people my age who have got that long-term relationship, but they're so unhappy in every other aspect in their life. Like, they hate their job, they're living at home, they're really struggling in like loads of different ways. So it's like, just screw societal expectations about everything. Live your own path. And this is a whole video that we filmed on this, how everyone should be living their own path, and also not judging people for following expectations or detouring from the expectations. Just do you.
Exactly.
So that's definitely the one that's like plays on my mind the most, but also the one that I'm kind of like accepted that you can't force. If I wanted to advance my career, I could take extra courses, I could apply to different jobs. Can't do that in a relationship.
Like, I don't think that's something, I know, I think for both of us, we don't want to rush that. I don't want to like force myself to get into a relationship with someone just so I'm in a relationship. Yeah, and I don't actually like them. I'd rather wait a few years until it's like organic and it actually is someone that I really love. I don't want to date just for like the sake of a fling. Like, I want a genuine connection. I get that. Relationships take so much work and they're expensive, and you get fat during a relationship, and it's just so many things to worry about. Like, why would you put in all that effort with someone you don't even actually see a future with? Yeah, once you go past the stage when they're paying for your meals and you're having to split or pay for them, I'm out. No thank you. Tell us about your first kiss. We're in a relationship train. I know, there's just loads of so deep. What a question. I think I was 11. Yes, I was in year 6. But it was like our weekend away. My mum's gonna be like, this was your weekend away? But you were going on a nice wholesome trip. And you do activities like rafting and archery. And when you were on the coach down, everyone was like, to all the boys, was like, say your top 3 girls in the year. And then like, did anyone else have this in primary school? Yeah. When everyone would have a list, top 3 people that you fancied. And you would just sit there like, is they gonna say my name? And then they asked this one boy and he was like, oh, you know, Emily at the top, and then 2 other girls. And then it was like, Emily, do you like, I'm not gonna say his name. And I was like, yeah, sure. And then it was like, okay, you're dating now. So I was like, cool. And then my best friend at the time then was partnered up with his best friend. Then we would have to like see them at dinner. It was a whole fiasco. And then before the disco, which was at the end of the trip, he gave me like a mood ring from the gift shop as like my gift. So then I gave him like a little kiss because it's like, oh, thanks for the ring. And then 3 days later we had an ice skating thing with our school. This whole activity week that we did. I love this whole story. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, 3 days later we did ice skating as the activity of the day, and he was like skating backwards like to hold my hands, and I was like, you're too slow, because I'd been ice skating since I was 7, so I was like pretty confident with it. I was like, you're dumped. And then I just skated away because he was being slow, and I didn't, you know, you had to keep up with me. You have to keep up. It's so that was my relationship that lasted, I think, 4 days. That was my first kiss. Wow. Yeah. That was quite a story. I think my first kiss was like spin the bottle in like year 9 or 10. Oh, really? I know, how boring. Do you believe in love at first sight? No, I believe in attraction at first sight, not love. Because love is so much more than the physical. Do you believe in fate? No, I believe everything happens for a reason. Like when something really bad happens and then later on you go like, oh, that was why. Have you ever questioned your sexuality? Mum did. Oh my gosh. Did oh my gosh, when I was like 14, 15, I got so into like campaigning on Twitter for gay rights because like I was an avid Glee watcher, so I was like always tweeting this stuff because I was like, everyone should be equal. I remember you got me really into it as well. And like in one of our RE lessons we were learning about views on homosexuality within religion and Christianity, and we were reading these things of like what people had said against it, and I cried. I was so upset. I was like, this is just so horrible. I don't see how people can be so mean. Like, why can't we just love who we want to love? And I got like really upset about it. Literally, like, and my friend's part of like the LGBTQA
I, is it? And she was like, you're literally like the earliest ally. You campaigned for it before it was cool, and now it's like everyone has to support it. So my mum was like, it's Emily gay. I was like, Mum, I'm not in a wheelchair, but I think there should be ramps. You can't just campaign for things that are related to you.
Yeah.
Like, we need men to support feminist issues as well. But no. I was straight. That was all the questions, all the deep topics. Was there any that you wanted to like deep dive into? Feel free to let me know, or more topics you want like a whole video on. Thanks Alice for being the moderator and communicating this discussion. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and see you next time, maybe, hopefully. Bye.
Now I'm the king of the swingers, oh, the jungle VIP. I've reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me.